32 NFL teams had a chance to draft him. Every single one said no. But on January 17th, 2026, Rashid Shaheed made them all regret it. He caught a kickoff against San Francisco in the playoffs. 2 steps later, the entire stadium knew what was coming. He hit the gap and disappeared. 95 yards later, he stood in the end zone, completely untouched. Nobody could catch him. Nobody could even touch him. And this man was never even drafted. So how did an overlooked track star become Seattle's most dangerous weapon? What did everyone else miss? And why is he now the reason Seattle is playing for a ring? This is Rashid Shaheed's story. Let's get into it. So the story starts in San Diego, inside a family where speed was everything. In the Shaheed household, being fast wasn't something you trained for. It was something you were born into. Rashid's father sprinted at Arizona State. His mother ran the 400-meter hurdles at San Diego State. His sisters became elite sprinters too. So when little Rashid started flying around as a toddler, nobody was surprised. They had seen this before. Even as a kid, he wore a helmet at home and stuffed socks under his shirt like shoulder pads. He sprinted through the house like it was a stadium. But sprinter genes work for both track and football. And soon, those 2 paths would pull him in different directions. What happened next would test everything he believed about himself. At Mount Carmel High School, Rashid became the athlete coaches talk about for years. On the track, he was winning section titles in the 200 and 400 meters. He ran the 400 in about 48.5 seconds, a time that makes college recruiters call before knowing your name. On the football field, he turned every touch into an escape act. He piled up 3,748 all-purpose yards and 24 total touchdowns. But here's where things got complicated. Track saw a future Olympian with elite bloodlines. Football saw just a fast kid, maybe a track guy playing football. Then senior year arrived and Rashid had to choose. Track offered USC, Yale, and Harvard. Football offered something much smaller, and what he chose shocked everyone. Senior year, Rashid sat down with his parents and started crying. He knew what he was about to say, and he knew they might not understand. Track was offering everything. USC interest, letters from Yale and Harvard. The path was wide open, but in football, Rashid had just one offer. Weber State, a small school most fans had never heard of. His parents had lived the track world. They knew what he was walking away from. But Rashid believed something different. His speed wasn't meant for a stopwatch. It was meant for a scoreboard. So he chose the only football door that was open. Now he had to prove the football world wrong, and his chance came faster than anyone expected. 2 games into his freshman year, Rashid got his chance to prove everyone wrong. Weber State traveled to face Cal, a Pac-12 team with bigger bodies and better recruits. Everyone expected a mismatch, a major program against a tiny FCS school, scholarship athletes against a track kid nobody recruited. But Rashid didn't play like someone who didn't belong. He finished with 149 receiving yards against a Pac-12 defense. He ripped off a 55-yard touchdown that made defenders look slow. It was just his second college game, and it earned him national recognition. The first Weber State player honored since 2016. The question stopped being, is he good enough? It became, why didn't anyone else see this? But one game doesn't build a career. What Rashid did over 5 years broke records, yet still wasn't enough to get him drafted. Over 5 years at Weber State, Rashid became statistically undeniable. He racked up 5,478 all-purpose yards, 3rd most in school history. He scored 27 total touchdowns and became a 4-time All-American. And in kick returns, he did something almost impossible. He set the FCS record with 7 kickoff return touchdowns. That number was so dominant that teams stopped kicking to him entirely. but his coaches later admitted they should have given him the ball more. Weber State ran a run-heavy offense that never fully unleashed him. And while he was breaking records, something else was breaking too. In 2019, he tore his ACL. He battled back, kept producing. But the clock was now ticking. And what happened in his senior finale would follow him into every draft room. Rashid's senior finale was supposed to be his showcase game. Instead, he suffered another major knee injury, this time with MCL involvement. Combined with his 2019 ACL tear, it created a medical file that scared every scout. Suddenly, the question changed. It wasn't about speed or production anymore. It was about durability. Is he electric or is he fragile? He had already proven he could come back once, but in the NFL draft, certainty beats potential. And 2 knee injuries made certainty impossible to promise. So when the 2022 draft came, Rashid watched all 7 rounds pass. 262 picks, and not one was his name. But one team was still watching. When the 2022 draft ended, Rashid's name was never called. But he wasn't invisible. The New Orleans Saints had been watching him the whole time. They told him if he was still available after the draft, they were coming. Minutes after the final pick, they signed him. About $200,000 guaranteed. The NFL's way of saying, this isn't a tryout. But the timing was brutal. He was still rehabbing his knee. Early on, he got cut, then brought back to the practice squad. His NFL career nearly ended before it started. But in the NFL, doors don't open slowly. Sometimes they crack for just one play. And Rashid's moment was coming. 2023 was the year Rashid became a recognized star. Week 1 against Tennessee, he delivered the game-winning touchdown. Against Indianapolis, he posted 3 catches for 153 yards and a 58-yard score. He finished the season as a first-team All-Pro punt returner and a Pro Bowler. On November 4th, 2025, Seattle traded a 4th and 5th round pick for Rashid. Rashid Shaheed didn't become Seattle's secret weapon by being the loudest name. He became it by being the fastest consequence. Rashid proved the system doesn't always see what you're capable of. He was undrafted, cut, injured twice, and still kept turning every touch into points. This is a story about choosing yourself when nobody else does. Subscribe for more stories like this. Drop a comment. Who should we cover next?